Hey Wales, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to be providing another update here on Chinese stocks here, not only through the Hang Seng Index, but Alibaba, BIDU, JD, NEO, etc., etc.
So let's really dive in and break down what I'm seeing for the future and how sort of the markets should be evolving, right? So yeah, let's dive in. So with the Hang Seng Index, guys, in my opinion, right, this could have been the bottom here, right? We have a wave one, potentially wave two now, right? We made the first higher low, and we're starting to make some higher highs. This is exactly what I want to see for the future for Chinese names, right? So you can take a look, right? We have an uptrend finally, a higher low, and now we're starting to break higher highs. Okay, if you take a look here as well, we're starting to break higher highs. Okay, so how is this sort of looking in terms of the ratios? Well, the first thing I want to take a look at is that it looks like we're nesting, guys, a series of 1-2s within a larger third wave. All right, going towards the upside here. All right, and if I take a look at sort of the trend lines here as well, you can see we're making higher highs and higher lows, exactly what I want to see. All right, and I'm going to take the last pivots in terms of the fib ratios to understand what's going on in terms of price action. So beautiful, right? We took over this pivot, the algorithm level here, okay? And we're looking at potentially the Hang Seng to get to 25K, 25.6, right? This is the main level is trying to get to. Now, in my opinion, it might take some time because we're pretty extended, right? There's going to be moving averages, right? The moving averages are probably pretty low right now compared to where price is, okay? So what's going to happen is that most likely we're going to be consolidating here, sort of like this, guys, right? We'll consolidate closer to the moving averages, let the moving averages come up, and then once we get that inflection point here, we can start trying to make higher highs and higher lows again. The indicators just needs to reset towards that weekly level, towards that monthly level, because of how big of a up push we've had on Chinese names, right? So I know it's been a little bit slow, but in my opinion, we're still bullish on Chinese names. It just needs to consolidate, right, for a while for this moving average to come up before that inflection point, before we can get to new higher highs here. Okay, so anywhere around these levels, guys, right, 30K to 25 is a target landing zone for Chinese names. Okay, so it's still looking pretty good to me, right? Let's take a look at Baba real quick. So Alibaba, same thing, right? We have a 1-2 moving very similar to the Hang Seng. So in my opinion, again, we might have to consolidate for quite some time, right? Let the moving averages push up like this, let it push up, meet in the middle here before it can go up again, okay? Let's look at BIDU as well. BIDU, now BIDU is a little bit of a laggard, right? A little bit of a laggard here, okay? Take a look at the monthly. You can see that we're at pretty good support across BIDU as well, all right? So in my opinion, if these levels can hold, BIDU is going to be a good laggard where we can start this new uptrend into the future. I just don't know yet, right? We're still in this sort of massive downtrend, right? Coming from here, we still have trend lines cutting across, right? So a lot of time left on BIDU to get to the end of this apex before we can push out, right? So, you know, BIDU might be a little bit early, might be a year early, not sure yet, right? Just still patiently waiting. I do believe that accumulating would make sense anywhere around these levels, yeah, for BIDU. Let's keep going. Let's go to JD. So for JD, we have earnings coming up this weekend or this Thursday, right? You can take a look. We're still sitting on major support, possibly a wave 1-2, nesting 1-2, right? If it can beat earnings, this would be sort of the play that it's going for. Okay, even this could be a 3. This could be a 4 even, who knows? But it looks like it's nesting, in my opinion, for a larger move, right? So the only concern I have is that we're sitting, this price action currently, take the swing lows to the swing highs, we're sitting at the 618 level here, guys, right? It's getting rejected from that level, right? So this could put in a correction, a WXY, right? So if Baba and the Hang Seng, if it consolidates and falls a little bit, right, I could expect a deeper correction closer to 27 before we push up. Or if it's bullish, right, it'll hold the swing low pivots here. Okay, maybe around here, guys, right? These levels, 35, 36. Okay, making a higher low before we push up, right? Another nest, another 1-2, 1-2, right? So these are what I'm seeing for JD. I'm not sure what the catalyst is going to be on the earnings. If it does well, I have a $49 price target, right? If it doesn't, it breaks down. Possibly if it's not too bad, right? We get to 36. But if it turns out to be a bad report, possibly 30. Okay, down here, right? Let's take a look at Neo. Neo's okay as well. It's a pretty tough move on Neo, right? Because we're still sort of trying to get past this trend line here, right? On the weekly levels, right? So getting to the EDPEX here, there's still a major pivot down here, guys, as well, right? 98 cents, $2, right? If Neo does break down, but for now, if you take a look at sort of the weekly, we did break this cycle, which is good news, right? But the overall major cycle, we're still hitting this upper trend line, okay? So let's see what it does. You could sort of get in and put a stop loss underneath these lows if ever, right? But we're still consolidating here. It might take a while for Neo, right? Baidu, Neo, these are all laggards within the Chinese names. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. That was sort of the main updates here, right? So I'll see you guys on